William Golding's 1954 novel, Lord of the Flies, was released at a time when world affairs were still in a great deal of flux following World War II. The Soviet Union had attained the bomb, and the Cold War was well underway. Despite the relative improvements in material prosperity following the end of the war, a Third World War seemed highly probable, if not inevitable. Against this backdrop, William Golding produced a remarkable short novel that highlights mankind's own savagery and self-destructive nature, not through its technological hubris, but rather through the actions of seemingly innocent children. A group of young teenage boys are marooned on a deserted island following their plane crash landing during a vaguely referenced conflict. They attempt to create a functioning democratic society as a means of survival on the blighted island. However, two groups emerge. Ralph's group, that pins their hopes on signaling for outside help with a constant burning fire, and Jack's group of hunters, who engage in primal rituals as they hunt pigs. A cursory reading may suggest a classical dichotomy of the higher man versus his more primitive state. However, both groups of boys degenerate into superstition as they believe a beast lurks on the island. The fear eventually leads to deranged, violent behavior, including murder. Lord of the Flies is a powerful look into the true hearts of men when there are none of the guardrails of civilizational restraint. Golding's novel casts major doubts on the progressive utopian thinking that dominated the early 20th century of British authors like H.G. Wells, who thought that science and reason would usher in a worldwide golden age. Following the collapse of the once great British Empire and some of its more loftier ideals, the world stood on the abyss of going down a dark route.